Week 3 of flying FPV drones. This week I practiced in the simulator some more, flew in real life, and eventually dove down my first mountain. Let's get into it. In the simulator I use, called Liftoff, they have a few different modes, a lot of different races and different levels to practice freestyling, but then they also have an online version where you can race friends and other things like that. One important feature though is they have a DLC called Slipstream. This week I bought Slipstream, it was about $5, and this allowed me to chase moving vehicles around in some of the different levels. This is really important for me because hopefully later in the summer I'll be able to chase vehicles around and do all sorts of things like that, and this is gonna help me practice a lot. I work for our family business here in Coeur d'Alene where we rent UTVs, snowmobiles, and other things like that. When summer comes around, I'll definitely follow razors and other sorts of off-road machines around with my drones. We also do slingshots, so hopefully I can get some cool on-road footage. It's still winter, so we don't have the really cool machines yet, but we've got some pretty sweet stuff, and eventually I'll be able to follow these along with the drones, get some sweet footage. With FPV drones, I'll be able to add such a really cool wow factor to all our different social media things that we're gonna plan on doing, and different advertisements as well, and allow us to get, hopefully, some more business just because people will see, oh, that looks cool, that's a unique thing. So hopefully we get more rentals just because we'll have really cool videos, especially compared to the competition. As you may have seen in my first video, I did a little bit of chasing around. That was towards the end of the season, big wide open field, and I didn't really know what I was doing yet. So after a few more weeks of practice, I'll get pretty good and make that look. I definitely need some more practice in the simulator before I feel comfortable flying close to other people and machines and trees and all sorts of things like that. So the simulator is going to help a lot. So this week I flew in that slipstream mode a little bit, and overall I have 20 hours flying in Liftoff. Okay, I also flew a couple more times in real life. Nothing really crazy happened. It was just pretty basic flying. Went to a school behind our house just to fly around, get more comfortable flying in real life versus the simulator. Some few things are different. It's not exactly one-to-one. Getting used to flying in the cold because it is pretty chilly. I was really just flying around some trees. I flew through the goalpost a couple of times. Nothing crazy fancy though. It was just more basic practice. I just need to log more hours. The final day of the week, I went over to Beacon Hill here in Spokane. This area has a really big park, big wide open field for everyone to go through, but I really cared about the hill itself. At the very top of the hill, they have a bunch of cell and communication towers and things like that, and I see those from wherever I'm driving. I really wanted to dive down that whole mountain. Today I got the chance. First I started near the parking lot. I saw a decent line that I thought I could practice on. I did it maybe once or twice. It was kind of boring though. It was really short. I went by it kind of fast. So I was mainly just warming up and then making sure I had my camera parameters set. So I started flying around and seeing what else I could find. I flew up the road a little bit and then came to the base of the hill and decided this is where I want to fly. I almost got smacked by these guide wires, but thankfully I was able to fly through them and return safely. I didn't realize really how far the hill went until I started hiking up. It was a lot steeper than I thought, and it kept going on and on. So we're gonna make our way up the hill, which we flew in the drone. I definitely need to get a SIR on to right up here next time I come up. I gotta walk up all this. You guys get to just teleport there. But here are the poles I was flying through. Quite tall, but I think I might have actually flown between these wires right here. There's a lot of different trails for hiking and biking, things like that, but I didn't have any of that stuff with me. So I just found a really nice outcropping, just posted up there and started flying. But at the beginning I was setting my camera parameters, and then I was also using some ND filters. I think they're from Freewell. I got them off of eBay again. I was also in the decent color profile because I assumed at this time I'd know how to color grade well. I do not. I'll make it a little bit brighter because it was kind of dark and I went through some shade and didn't know how to properly expose for that. I kept flying up and down the hill a couple of times, and then eventually I flew too close to the sun. So I was going up the hill, and then towards the top there's all those cell towers and things you see there. I wanted to get closer to them and hopefully fly around them. But as I started going up the hill, I lost connection completely. I don't see those. Yikes. Yo. Sweet. Alright. I'm losing so much signal. Holy crap. Aircraft braking. RC signal lost. No transmission. RC signal lost. Uh-oh, it's returning home. Press brake button to cancel, return to home. My remote lost connection and my goggle feed. So as you see here, the drone just almost smacked into the ground. It flew up a little bit more. It started the auto return to home feature, which is a nice feature that DJI has because they got all the different sensors and all that sort of additional stuff. But I'm sure, as you know, it adds money to it. But anyways, so started returning to home. I got connected again and flew myself back, but that freaked me out a little bit. So I decided not to fly that high just because I didn't want to lose connection again. As I was flying up the hill, I knew it'd look pretty cool if I could do a dive back and then head down. I realize now I need a lot more practice doing these sort of dives and split ass maneuvers to get up and make it look cool and cinematic. I bought these drones to do more cinematic footage and actually go professional by earning money with the drones, not just for fun, for freestyling. But I also realized those freestyle tricks will help a lot. So in the simulator and coming later, I'll learn how to do some more of the basic stuff, just like split S's, things to make your footage look cooler, but not necessarily things to impress everyone. After a few more runs, my batteries were all dead. I had one more left, and this last one actually turned out to be the best. So I flew up, I did a very bad dive, but eventually coming down, I was going pretty quick, about 50, 60 miles an hour. So I got that really cool motion blur, and I was close to the ground, much closer than I had been in the other shots. And overall, it turned out to be the best looking one. The sun was just peeking through, so it looked nice as long as I can color it well. All right, so we put on the ND8, new battery, last one of the day. We'll see how that goes. Hopefully we get something cool and not crash. Okay, I got enough battery, 42%. Let's do one more good run and then we'll pack up. Sun's coming up. All right, get up. That was horrible. That was a horrible entrance. But we got this. Just send it, you know? You know what I mean? Just send it, dude. Oh, I know I'm touching this tree. All right, I think that worked out all right. I think so. All right, so that was a pretty good day of flying, I'd say. Overall, didn't crash, thankfully. Didn't run into any planes, obviously. I wasn't anywhere near them at all. But overall, I think it went pretty well. So on top of this outcropping here, I went all the way up there, came down, flew, and then stopped right about here. This is gonna be a pretty good sunset today. So out there, eventually, I wanna fly on there. That's what I thought was Beacon Hill. This, where I'm at, is also called Beacon Hill. But there I wanna fly, dive down those towers eventually. There's some more towers out there as well. Out here, got the sun obviously. There's downtown Spokane, off in the distance there. So I will definitely be flying through there someday along the water, hopefully. I'm gonna make my way down and see you later. I'll see you next week for week 4 of flying FPV. That'll be an entire month of flying, so we'll see how that turns out. Turkey.